Hey Virgo, welcome to your reading. I'm Empress Rose. These are general readings, so we take what works, we leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch your wavelength or storyline, go check on this reading, go check your other major placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or I think any placement that you find exciting or thrilling or you just found out about and it excites you. And yeah, because if we're taking what works and leaving what doesn't, then we're not trying to shoehorn stories into places. So you might just find something interesting or a different connection with a different aspect of your life. All right, starting with this Moonology and Work Your Light Magic Monster deck here. I'm going to take these as a paragraph. Oh no. Oh no, I might have cards flying out. All right. Oh, yes. There's some cool stuff in here. You're going to have to be strong, but you're learning and you got to communicate. All right. I love this collection of Moonology cards all together. We have emotions running high. Whatever you're feeling is really obvious and kind of in your face. It's not like you've got secret feelings here guiding you. It's not like you've got a bunch of hidden stuff in your subconscious anymore. You've got your feelings are right front and center. They are out there. And then we have another, look at this. I just like these two together. They're like, I want to say a mama and a papa, but that seems weird, but that's the thought that came through. Okay, surrender to the divine. So this is, you're not in charge of something. You're not necessarily fully in control of maybe even your emotions. I think you just got to let them roll. Whatever you're feeling, you're feeling. And so supermoon, full moon. So whatever you're feeling, and I think you're just kind of having to roll with it right now, surrendering to something outside of your control, something outside, which could be your feelings, since they're they're so intense right now. And then you have hold your vision, fixed moon. So there's some rough roads ahead or some difficulty ahead that's really going to challenge you. You're not going to lose your vision. There's another card for that, for when we can't see where we want to go. But it just seems like there's a lot of mountains in the way, and a lot of hills to climb, a lot of mountains to climb, a lot of work ahead, and you just need to stay focused on what it is you want. You know exactly what you want. I don't think you know how to get there. But you still need to remain focused on that. I just really like the visual of this right here. That. So you still need to stay focused on that, even though it's not going to be easy and you don't know how to get there. You're surrendering. There's some sort of strong emotional pull here that's pulling you, and you need to allow it to pull you, even though the way ahead may be difficult and maybe have lots of mountains to climb. What's new for Virgo? Huh? Lots of challenges and hard work ahead. And then we have, we'll see where this all goes. Warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? So this is, there's some clarity here. I think you know what your deepest calling is, or what's calling to you. The sword is very clear. It's very sharp. It's very obvious. It's out in the open. I think you know, and this might even be like answering an actual call. But have you answered your deepest calling? There's something here that you already know is calling to you. It's not a secret or anything. I just feel like you've had some difficulty sort of answering it, or sort of, there is like a sense of, you have this very clear vision. You have a very clear vision, but it like clouds you sometimes, or it feels more like a barrier than a vision to you. This is a super clear vision. I like it because this This sharp, clear sword is coming into me as your super clear vision that you sometimes feel is an obstacle. And it says hold your vision, and you're literally holding your sword here. So that tickles my sense of humor a little bit here. And then we have boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? People, this shows people, but it can be people, work, anything pulling at you. This can be really interesting about holding your vision with this. Having boundaries, refusing to waste time on things that do not serve your highest vision. You have a very clear vision. I do think that at times you feel like it's not a vision, but a barrier. But this is these things that want to pull you away from that vision. And this is why you're getting hold your vision, because things are pulling at you away from what it is that you really want. You know exactly what you want. You see it very clearly. You don't know how you're going to get there, but one thing's for sure, you're going to have to put up some boundaries and say no to some people, to some projects, to something. You've got to start saying no. You've got to weed your garden, right? Because we all only have so much time and so much space. And this message keeps coming out this week for some reason in a lot of these readings where, you know, we are like raised bed gardeners, and we each only get a 3x6. That seems macabre, more like a grave. But it is like we only get so much. We only get so much time. There's a beginning, there's an end to our lives here. And we want to be growing weeds in our little plot. We have a limited plot. What do we want to grow in that limited plot? We have to have good boundaries with, I'm not going to grow weeds in that plot. I'm not going to grow things that take time from the things that I really want to grow. So having good boundaries, having to say no to things, having to say no to the sickly tomato plant that just never quite makes it, so that you can say yes to the tomato plant that really shows a lot of promise. You want to grow tomatoes? Your vision, you want to grow tomatoes, you're going to have to get rid of weeds. You're going to have to get rid of anything in that garden that's going to, in that little raised bed, that little plot that we all get. Some of us smaller plots, some of us larger plots. You're going to have to make some decisions about, what plants are going to take up your fertilizer, your water, your sunlight. So this is having good boundaries, getting rid of things or just limiting. You can't get rid of all the weeds typically, unless you're a really obsessive gardener. But you can limit the amount that they can take from you. So this is setting up good boundaries, saying no to people, projects, things that are trying to distract you, or not. They're not trying to distract you. They want what they want, right? Just like all of us, they want what they want, and you got to just say no. You got to have some good boundaries. Just say no, like Nancy Reagan. You got to hold your vision, and you got to stay true to your vision, and that's going to mean that not every little seed that lands in your garden gets to have a whole place, because then nothing grows well. And so picking and choosing what you're going to allow to take energy from you, and making sure that your energies are going towards this vision. Even though you can't even see the path forward, you are going to have to say no to some things, or at least like limit the attention that some people or some projects are taking from you. Pillar of light, your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. To me, this is all about communication. You need to talk. The oracle. You need to speak your vision, I think. I think you have a very strong vision, and I think that you need to communicate it, and hold true to it. That can make it a lot easier to set boundaries too. But you are the oracle. You got to talk about something here. Have you answered your call? Well, you're going to have to say no to some things in order to answer that call, Miss Warrior Woman. You're going to have to curate your time, curate what you spend your time on. You know, not every painting makes it into the museum. You got to pick which ones you want there. A well-curated museum is very beautiful. A museum with every painting in it that every friend or relative of the curator ever made is not going to be a museum that most of us want to go to, other than like a curiosity of like, what the hell? So, but you're going to have to communicate something. It could be communicating boundaries. It could be communicating this vision. All right, we're moving on to the Santa Muerte deck for a more traditional spread. Virgo, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's the issue? Your environment, your to-do list, your possible outcome. Whew, Four of Pentacles. Yeah, that's the Four of Pentacles. Very focused. Usually this is focusing on work or learning or study or money to the exclusion of everything else. This means that you've been enjoying it. It's not been unpleasurable for you. You've enjoyed the focus. You've enjoyed focusing on your money and playing. There's a sense of play here, a playful focus, but it has been to the exclusion. I mean, typically that card is to the exclusion of other things, clinging, grasping, just slightly over-focused on one aspect. Usually it's Pentacles, so it's going to be money, work, money, time, work. You've been very focused on something. You've spent a lot of time on something. It's not been a bad experience for you. You've enjoyed it. It's like, yeah, it's been a little bit of play, a little bit of fun, but you've focused quite a bit on it. Yeah. And then we have, in your current situation, we have the Queen of Swords. So male or female, this is just an energy. This could be an actual person in your life, male or female, or an energy that you're embodying. This is tired of the battle, tired of the war. Maybe you're, with these boundaries issues, this can get exhausting. Tired of the battle, tired of the war. She doesn't want to fight anymore, but she is battle worn and weary. She's not going to fight. She's not going to fight for anything. She's not going to fight. She's not going to fight for, she's going to pick her battles extremely carefully. She's not going to, she's not going to fight for your attention. She's not going to fight, or you're not going to fight for someone's attention. You're not going to, this is about having good boundaries too, right? Boundaries around like picking your battles too, just as much as you pick, you're not required to attend every argument that you're invited to, every battle that you're invited to, right? So picking your battles, which to me sounds a lot like this, where we were going with this boundaries card, is she picks her battles. She can fight. She can fight like hell. She doesn't want to though. She's not interested in it. She wants to go home. She wants to go home and she's tired of it. She knows exactly what she thinks. She knows exactly where she's going. She knows what she wants. She has very clear thoughts. She's not going to broadcast them. They're hers. She knows what she thinks. She knows who she is. So this could be you, or this could be someone in your life. You know who you are. You know what you think. You don't need to brandish it about. It just is. And you're going to pick your battles. And yeah, you want to cross me? That's fine. I can cut you to pieces. This is not a problem. I've just gone through battle. It is not going to worry me one bit to have to cut you out or cut this out or anything like that. I don't really give a shit anymore. She's a little bit beyond caring. She knows what she wants though, and which is to go home. And if you're going to stand in her way, you will suffer the consequences. She wants to go home. She wants to relax. And she knows what she thinks. I love this queen. I love Queen of Swords. She can be a little brutal, but it's just because she's super focused. She's holding her vision. She's super focused on what she wants, on the plants she wants to grow. So if you're going to be one of the plants that she doesn't want to grow anymore, she's not wasting her time on that. Get out, move. You're not a plant I want to grow anymore. That's okay. Not a problem for her. You're going to feel like maybe other people, you or someone that you're dealing with, may feel like you're being a little bitchy, but this is how boundaries work. We set them, we know it, and we know our boundaries. We can set the boundaries when we're extremely clear on what we want and what we're willing to do. For other people, how many weeds are we willing to really have in this garden here? We can tolerate a couple of them, but if you get too big, too demanding, you're gone, you're out. I want to say this is her gardening hoary knife. She's just gonna cut you out of the garden. If she doesn't like you, if you're not growing well, you're done. You're done. So I love the Queen of Swords. Sometimes she comes off as a real bitch, but right now she's just coming off as very serious, very focused on her vision, setting boundaries. Don't waste your time. And then what we have in your inner landscape, your hopes, your fears, is this Ace of Wands. This is another popular card. this is the only popular card you're getting. But this Ace of Wands, a new beginning, a new inspired beginning. You're either wanting that, but look, this is a new seed. So maybe this is a new vision or a new seed that you want to plant in your little plot of life, your little limited plot of life. You want to plant a new seed here. I love the Ace of Wands. It's possibly one of my favorite cards because the only vision that you have, the only thing prompting you to say that this is a good new beginning, this is new beginning, is there's the moon. The moon is an intuition of the sun. The moon is intuiting that the sun will rise. It's a reflection of the reality that's coming, right? So it's, and that's all you can see is a reflection of that reality. You want the sun, and you're just getting, oh, I love it, because we've got all this moonlight here, reflecting the sun, letting you know that the sun is coming, that this is coming. You got to hold your vision, because your vision is for the sun, it's for real growth. But you've got to, you planted in a very rich environment, and you've got to trust the moon, the message that you're getting from the moon, that the sun is going to come up, right? I'm sorry, but that's just what's coming in here. So the message from the moon that the sun exists and it's going to come as a new seed sprout here. You don't know about the sun. You're not 100% sure, but you think there might be some sun based on the moonlight shining down. So you start growing in the dark. This is a place of faith, of great faith, a new beginning, inspired new beginning in great faith. And I think that's what you want. Is that your vision? Is that your hope of an inspired new beginning in faith and inspiration and passion? Is that your vision? If that's your vision, you've got to make room in your garden for that vision to come in. You've got to make room for it, otherwise your garden's full of a bunch of other stuff. It is really, nature abhors a vacuum, so getting rid of stuff. Like when you clean out your closet, sometimes you can be like, well, or you go shopping and you're like, I have a black shirt. I already have a black shirt. Thank you. I have a black shirt. And then you go home and you never wear the black shirt because it's worn out and it's got holes in it. So you got to get rid of the black shirt. Then the next time you go shopping, you're not like, I already have a black shirt. You're like, oh yeah, that's right. That black shirt, I don't have it anymore. So that sort of like nature abhors a fashion vacuum. Like you just, you've got to weed some things out. This is just a fact of gardening. It's just a straight up fact of gardening. There's nothing mystical about it. You've got to get rid of what you've already got in there. When you're prepping for spring and you're prepping for planting, you got to get rid of that stuff. So that's what I'm seeing with this Ace of Wands, is that you'd like to plant something. You're hoping to plant something. Maybe you're afraid to plant something. It's going to be some big monster plant that, you have to feed all the time. But you'd like to plant something, but this is saying you got to get rid of some other stuff. You got to be a really conscientious gardener. You got to clean up your garden first. And then what's our issue here is this Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands here in the reverse. So in the upright, Knight of Wands is brash, he's rash, he's bold. He's really rides the line between impulsive and intuitive. Like he's gonna charge forward, but and he's got ideas, he's got vision, and he's ready to go. But we're getting it in the reverse. So there's no charge, there's either no inspired, no charge, no rashness, no boldness that this vision needs. We don't have the charging, the borderline impulsive,ness that this wand, this dream needs. There's a lack of inspiration, maybe a lack of gung-ho, maybe a lack of, what is it? You're not rearing to go. And we don't have a lack of vision. You know exactly what you want. You're just not going for it. There's just no ganas. There's no wanting to go for it, wanting to win. There's no needing to win, needing to make the sacrifices that it takes to win something, to get what you want, to get the seed planted. There's no warrior spirit, no boldness. All right. Well, and then in your environment, there's justice. There could be some sort of legal issues going on in your environment right now. There's this that's taking up your time. There could be balance, some kind of fairness going on here, something coming into balance here. It's coming right underneath this Four of Pentacles, so it could be something in your environment that's causing you to balance out your time and energy and attention in a way that it's been out of balance before. But there could be some fairness, some balance needing to come in here. A sense of justice, a sense of getting what you deserve in your environment. Your environment maybe wants to bring in some balance. Maybe you're so used to this focus that you're not accepting it. Okay, and your to-do list is the Six of Swords. Here's your to-do list. Sometimes I get really absorbed in the cards and then I look up and I'm like, oh, that's right, there's a camera there. I'm doing this. I'm talking not just to myself. So I am talking to myself, but thanks to the technology, we ignore that part and I'm talking to you through the magic of some sort of magic that condenses space and time. I love it. So this the Six of Swords here, this is moving away. This is my refugee card, moving away from a war-torn land. I mean, you're sick of it. You're sick of fighting, done with fighting. And this is you actually taking action on that. This is like making good boundaries, leaving something behind that has been painful, has been difficult. You're launching off of this painful, difficult land and you're heading off into the open ocean. What's out here? Storm clouds. But you know what? And there's also another shore and there's also sunshine and you don't care. You don't care that there are storm clouds because it's whatever lies out there is better than where you've been. So whatever happens, whatever shifts you make, whatever changes you make, whatever moves, physical moving too, whatever it is, the devil you don't know at this point is better than the devil you do. You're sick of fighting. You're sick of maybe even this like boundary challenged situation here. And you're ready to move forward. You don't know what happens next. You don't know where this is going. This is where we get this surrender to the divine card here. But you do know it's time to move on. It's time to go on to someplace else. Some other way of being, some other place physically. It's time to move on. Moving forward, you might have some help here. I feel like this is you though. You're the driver here and you're taking your wounds and your wounded and your thoughts and your ideas off to someplace else because wherever you've been, it's too much of a hassle. It's too much of a battle. Like you just don't want to fight this anymore. I mean, it's sitting right under this Queen of Swords here. So you just don't want to fight it anymore. You don't want to fight anymore and you want to leave. You want to leave. You're done. You're done with this battle. I mean, this sitting right under here, we have the Six of Swords. She's done. She's over the battle. And here you're just literally physically leaving the battle behind. You're done. I like it. I like it mixed with the boundaries here. Like just really done with the fighting. Almost in some sort of physical way, you're done fighting something. You're done fighting something. And you're moving on into the open ocean. A lot of unsettled energy here, and you don't give a shit because the devil you know, what you've been dealing with, you're done. You're done. Where you're going, I love it. Your Knight of Cups here, I like it. Your brain's still back here. Your brain's still thinking about something, but your heart, your spirit crossing a threshold, moving forward. There could be some sort of communication. You've got the scroll here, some sort of communication. This gets turned right side up. There's a movement. There's movement forward. The knight himself is not necessarily ready for it. The knight's not ready for it, but boy, is the knight's horse, that spirit inside of the knight, that knightly, bold knight spirit, the spirit of the knight is the night, that's funny, the spirit of the night, but the spirit, the horse, the wild animal within you, ready to move forward, crossing a threshold. Brain's not quite ready, but you got to surrender to that movement, to that impulse, to that intuition that's been declined here. You got to listen to that, and that's going to be moving you forward. I like it because you're leaving something here and you're crossing a threshold here. Both of these have you looking back, which is fascinating. I usually read you as I usually read this as this is someone helping you, and you're one of these wounded refugees here. But this I see as you, and both of them have you looking back while moving forward. And here you're looking back so that you can get a good launch off the shore. Here your mind is looking back, but your spirit's moving forward, your soul's moving forward through crossing some sort of threshold, ready or not. Ready or not. And we got the oracle, and so there's some sort of communication here moving forward, but first you have to make a decision and a launch off of where you've been, off of where you are. Oh my gosh, I don't think okay, well, we'll just do it. We may not have time. We don't, well, I have time. I can do whatever I want here. If you want to click off, you can, but we're going to do the Kuan. You can do that at any time. No problem for me. All right, we got 2 here. Of course we got 2. I'm 25 minutes in, so we got to have 2 here. Some unsettled energy here. But a sense of home. There's a light here. But we have the moon. We have a super big moon right here again. Magic of the moon to manifest. This is like the most lunar reading I've ever done, because we've got the moonlight here, the magic of the moon to manifest, right? Beautiful. Just as the light of the moon ebbs and flows, all things happen according to a timing that benefits the greater garden of life. Oh my God, that's cute. How that came around to gardening. How short-lived that garden would seem if all flowers bloomed at once and then it was over. As the next moon grows full, set your intention. Your time for blossoming is near. Oh my, we got 3 cards? Come on. And then this, oh, are you kidding me? The cards just came out all by themselves all over the place. So, and then I like this one a lot. This is one of my favorites. The phoenix will rise. You are not permitted to enter into the divine fire of personal transformation unless you are capable and worthy of the challenge. This reminds me of transformation. This reminds me of my mom holding up a towel at the beach so I could change into my swimming suit. The reward bestowed at the other side of the journey, oh, I like the journey, is such that all suffering throughout is redeemed. No matter what struggle you have endured, you shall rise again. That is your destiny. And springtime. I'll just scan this one. No obstacle can obstruct I can't, apparently. Blessings bestowed. There's no end to the Divine Mother's ingenuity and grace. No obstacle can obstruct her generosity and protection. So get used to the feeling of the joy of knowing something truly precious is going to unfold in your life. That intuition that sun's going to come up. Nurture that feeling like you would the readiness for spring in your heart when winter is upon you. You know it is coming and you anticipate it with such pleasure. And the last one, yes, this is the last one. Child's play. Conscious play creates energy. Oh, this is kind of fascinating here because that's playful focus, right? It allows us to enjoy the discipline that helps us feel safe, productive, and that we are making progress on our path. It opens us up to life and increases our vitality and creativity. Without it, discipline and hard work can wear away at our life force. When balanced with loving and healthy discipline, there's no need to fear it. It can only bring benefit. I feel like that has to do with boundaries too, like making sure that one part of your life isn't pulling too much on you. That work and discipline isn't your sole focus. I also feel like there's a lot of protection here too for you being on your path. You're the little one stepping on the path, and there's a lot of wise wisdom and protection for you. I want to say old beings looking out for you. All right, Virgo, I hope that that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your likes, comments, and subscribes. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week.